Hello, my name is Shazib Zamir, and my proposed solution is aimed at preventing wildfires. To begin, the problem I was aiming to tackle is the outbreak of wildfires. The unprecedented appearance of wildfires, in addition to their destructive powers, makes it difficult to take immediate measures in preventing outrage. Therefore, my proposed solution of a fireball is intended to provide immediate relief for the outbreak of a fire. So who is affected by this problem? Typically, minority groups tend to reside in areas that are prone to immense heat. For example, areas near the equator or areas that emit a lot of pollution and therefore present a heated climate that can facilitate for wildfires. As we can see in Figure 1 on the right, the areas highlighted yellow and red are areas where wildfires appear often and are severe, also being areas in which minority groups tend to live in. Additionally, those with health complications that get worse in the face of fire, for example, through pre-existing respiratory diseases, are also immensely affected, which is a problem that most people have, therefore presenting a great predicament to a majority of the population in this world. My proposed solution is a fireball that encompasses different features intended to extinguish a fire. The fireball does not require any manual activation, as it will self-detonate through a sensor that immediately detects fire. The fireball will not burst itself open once in contact. The fireball will burst itself open once in contact with the fire, and it will release intense pressure from the extinguisher, which is also known as the liquid foam inside the fire extinguisher. The extinguisher itself will be eco-friendly. Cased with plastic foam, it will have an abrasion-resistant exterior sheeting, therefore being affordable. By simply throwing the ball toward the fire, it will activate within 3 to 5 seconds and disperse its contents nearly 5 to 10 meters. By being affordable and accessible, this idea was built in the customer's best interest. My experiment is prototype testing, testing out one of the features of the fireball by assessing how well people could throw a 2-pound ball basketball, which is intended to replicate the fireball, onto the target representing the fire. My hypothesis was that when throwing the ball, most people would be able to hit the target at least once in all three trials. Being able to hit the target at least once in all three trials would determine success, since they would be at least more confident in their ability to aim. As an item meant to be inside households and therefore can be accessed by anyone, my participants varied of age, not experience, and training is not required. I asked around my neighborhood since fires tend to occur near where I lived, and I found two participants over the age of 40, two children under the age of 12, and two teenagers/young adults. Through this experiment, I could assess how people of all ages felt about throwing a ball if a fire were to break out. The experiment is simple. Throw the ball towards the target that is 15 meters away. My target for the experiment was between two trees that roughly measured 5 meters apart, since fires tend to be more widespread. Once the participants completed all three trials of throwing, I asked the participants to fill out my Google form to record the performance and thoughts. The experiment lasted for a total of 10 minutes. An important takeaway from this experiment was that, as the data on the left demonstrates, all of the participants hit the target at least once, with the majority of them hitting it twice. Therefore, it is safe to say that the design of a ball is optimal, allowing one to be able to prevent the outbreak of fire without having any training. One limitation still does persist. Intense conditions and pressure can obscure the aim of residents as they will be overwhelmed in face of an actual fire. So perhaps my experiment could have used more external pressure to assess if participants could still throw the ball well under pressure. So what's next? I think that when it comes to battling wildfires, local residents do not have any methods of combating the fire. So getting this product within the reach of every resident should be the next step. In doing so, resources such as water resources such as water would not have to be wasted in combating wildfires. Thank you for watching.